this is going to be our 20th show. And yeah.
Today we're going to have our very first fashion show meeting. This is April, and there's been a lot of work that has happened prior to this meeting, especially on the collection.
We just put together a document that kind of went through various elements of the TV show, and it'd be nice to get everybody's thoughts and comments and feelings on it, really. All the collection looks were fantastic. We really liked that there was some actual kind of moments within the show. So, for instance, Ali and Adriana was a really nice moment.
Yeah.
It just kind of breaks up that procession. Ed, you had a note about how do we make the closing moment, the closing angel moment, as big as the opening moment. After last year, my thought was, do we in some way construct a theatrical sequence with a beginning, a middle, and an end?
To your point, I think we should, just really kind of shake up our thinking processes.
Yeah.
When do you think we'll have talent?
Rihanna has agreed to do the show. She's got a new
called
album,
us from Hawaii.
and she wants to do it.
Be great.
One of the things that happened with last year in adding Ed Sheeran and adding Hozier, it was a great show.
We had 4 artists in the show last year, and it was the best show yet, and it rated really well, and it was exciting, and so I think we keep that formula.
In my head, the only thing that matters is the TV show, obviously, because millions, if not billions of people see it. My role is to constantly battle for the lens.
I found out over the weekend, Chip said that we may be able to get the Armory back if we want it. That's going to be a decision of, I think, Renee and Hamish and team.
So what's the downside of the Javits Center? The ceiling height?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of advantages to having a big space for hair and makeup and all the press.
How big a camera question is it for you guys?
It's enormous.
Enormous.
Yeah, it will make the show very different. So when designing the show, we'd have to really think cleverly and carefully about how, I'm not saying we can't do it there, but I am saying we need to think. My instinct is, if we've got the Armory, game, say, and match the Armory, but if we have got the Javits, the show's going to come really, really down.
It's the Armory.
Oh, geez.
Armory.
I mean,
It's not even complicated. Yeah, it's the Armory.
I'd love to start with the collection. I think the collection informs some of the creative direction.
These are so cool.
So we're going to start with boho psychedelic. Basically, this was born out of creating something of the rock and roll time. Woodstock, Janis Joplin.
She's a rock and roll girl, but it's luxe and rich, so she had some money to have some cool clothes made.
Okay, exotic butterflies. What we wanted to explore was the richness of the colour of the butterflies, of the texture of the feathers. It's a more abstract thing than psychedelic boho, but it still will give us a lot of rich, portrait of an angel. It's very tuley, dusty pinks, dusty blues. So it's this very fragile, feminine moment. This is the pink section. Basically, it was a celebration of all American girls. So there's all these sorts of iconic Americana referenced women. So this is Ice Angels. She's a ski angel, but a much more focus on luxuries.
We wanted to take it to a very
different
sporty,
direction,
sporty direction, but still luxe.
Firework. Wings that become Catherine wheels, that will be made of feathers, that will rotate. We're trying to address it in a different way. Lots of really large, vividly coloured, jewel-like embroideries, and that's it.
It's important that we build a show and a balance through the show and a kind of crescendo over time. What would you have as the finale at the moment?
God,
I know, right? I mean, we won't lock in today.
No.
Psychedelic.
But wouldn't you start with psychedelic?
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
think
weird.
you'd start with
You'd either
psychedelic.
start or end with it.
If you're going to establish at the front end of it, I'd start with psychedelic.
It could be really, it's going to be so colourful, and it's almost like when we did Circus to open and there's lots of texture and lots of colour and stuff going on. If we can manage to recreate something of that excitement, that would be amazing.
One of the main things that we really need to accomplish between now and June 6th, which is our next meeting, is really the space, the venue, what it's going to look like.
We feel very confident that it's going to be an exciting show, but the pieces are all still moving.
Lighting elements of all kinds of different shapes and everything like that that are highly programmable.
I'm nervous about this one and I can't quite get it into my head.
I disagree with Hamish wholeheartedly.
You really got to be able to look at your stuff and say, is it working or not working?